Hello guys and gals of greatness. Remember this comic here? The Puppy and Kitten comic? Well, a while back I said that I'm going to remaster all my older comics, and this is the first one, the Puppy and Kitten comic, and this one turned out pretty long. The 7th page right there, it says. And it goes on. Pretty sure it ended on like the 8th page, I think. Yeah. But anyways, in this ending, it shows him drown Cole, and then it cuts to this scene. And I know it's kind of blurry, but I mean, it's the best I can do, I think. Let me try. That's better, okay. It says, well, we're here. You found him, right? So, what's next? It says, well, I have an idea. It zooms up on the viewer. I mean, he looks towards the viewer. Then it says, to be continued and welcome to my world. Meanwhile, on Earth. Hey, Barney, wake up. It's time for our next adventure. You wouldn't want to miss it, would you? Then the end. Boom. And then, finally, I continued that comic. I mean, that thing, because it says, welcome to my world. Well, I finally did it. I continued it. I'm not going to spoil everything. I want to wait till I finish it, but I will show some of it. I'm going to show only this part, and then once I finish, I'll show you the rest. It shows Robot Man being built. Because, wait, first, I should probably, I mean, this might be kind of a spoiler, because technically this is the plot right here. So if you don't want to know the plot, then kind of look away. But this is what I'm remastering. This is the original comic that I'm going to be rewriting. So here's the original style. Everything looks super sloppy. That's Jackie the Jester right there. Let's go to the first page. So the first page is this. Fire. Scraplet, why aren't you shooting him? The cannon takes time to... I hate how I started like that. It sounds so unrealistic. The cannon... Wait. Cannon takes time to power up. Like, no one started like that. I feel like I should have, like... I don't know. I shouldn't have put the starter at the beginning of each word. That's kind of annoying. I'll fix it. But anyways, there you go. They fight. I changed the order in this comic, though. In the order, it shows... I mean, in this new one, it shows this, where it shows the beginning, like, what he's doing, like, him planning the stuff, and then he shows up in this scene. Remember this? In this comic, it shows this sequence. Well, I have the same sequence, but in the opposite order. So instead of showing him right there, it will show the demon, and then instead of showing him right there, it will also show the demon, but then when it zooms out on the demon in that new comic, it will show the Robot Man and stuff. For example, I'll show you. See? It shows the demon instead of Scraplet. Well, we're here. You found it, right? So what's next? And then it zooms up on them instead of zooming up on the demon. I have an idea. And he waits for a while and says, well? His first thing, Brian goes around as a weird blue puppy. Wait, our creator? Yes. So, you really found him. This is wonderful news. Let's call our creator Puppy. You wouldn't want to get confused. There's too many Brians in this universe. We must maintain the timeline, which is why I hope you won't question what I'm about to order. What do you need? You and Scraplet must build a laser cannon. One strong enough to shoot straight through Brian's chest. Fire at Brian Leonard, the superhero. Only if he shows up. We'll need someone to tip Brian off. I know the perfect baddie. Also, there's a bunch of hints to stuff that's supposed to kind of help you understand this universe, because it's very confusing. So, there's stuff like this entire thing. This entire thing was basically to explain that there are multiple Brians. So let's call our creator Puppy. We wouldn't want to get confused. And then later over here it says, fire at Brian Leonard, the superhero. Because there's more than one Brian Leonard in this universe. There's Brian Leonard the puppy, Brian Leonard the weird stuffed animal bear thing, I don't know. And there's also Brian Leonard, aka Lightning Storm. And there's I'm trying to remember. There's a weird, I'm about to say cartoony style, but technically this is the cartoony style. By the way, the universe I imagine them in, like this world of all these other characters, I imagine them in a very realistic style. Just when I draw them in that style. So, this is a different version technically. I mean, it's still the same universe, everything is still happening the same exact way, except it's in this style. But when I imagine it, I don't imagine it like this. I imagine it as like a realistic thing. So you guys don't really get the full experience, but it's close enough, right? Because I kind of like the style even more, to be honest. But there's already a plot hole here. I will point that out, because at the end of this comic, it said, meanwhile on Earth, hey Barney, wake up, and blah 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 blah. But on the next page, it doesn't show that. It shows this scene where Brian is sleeping, and then Barney wakes him up. Now, don't worry. That's because this scene isn't right after this. This is like a few minutes later. Because after this scene, there's going to be a montage where Brian Leonard and Barney are getting ready and stuff. And then there's going to be a scene after that montage where Brian Leonard gets a message. He gets that tip from that baddie that the demon is talking about. And then Brian Leonard's like, okay, Barney, it's time for our next adventure, blah, 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 blah. So that's all I'm going to say. No more spoilers. No more anything. And it's all based off of this. So if you want spoilers, look at this. There's some story stuff. But I changed up the order because I think wait, did I already mention this? Whatever. In the original comic, it started like this. Here. It started in the middle of a battle. Brian Leonard and him are fighting and all that. And then he dies, and then Brian Leonard wakes up the next day, and then has to fight him again. But instead of doing all that, I decided, let's just have him wake up in the beginning of the comic, then have this scene, and then escape after the Rope Man dies, and then the Rope Man repairs himself and has this other battle that happens. Instead of making him go to bed and wake up the next day, just have another battle. Like, nah, let's have the battle just last longer than in the same comic. It will make the story a lot more smooth and less weird. I don't know. I'm just doing that. So that's it, basically. All I really wanted to say was that I'm remastering the comic. It's so fun, because I haven't seen this comic in so long, so seeing this again is just like a throwback. I remember I wrote this, and I was like, this is amazing. Look at that. And just see my new style and everything. Like, look at that face. That face just sums up how much I've changed. I love it. The style is so perfect. Back then, it was just so... I mean, it wasn't bad. I actually kind of like this. I mean, look at that. That scraplet right there looks so amazing. I think that's perfect, actually. But then there's stuff like this that looks kind of off. And what happened to his chin there? Like, I don't know. And... yeah. I don't know. There's some stuff that were weird. But most of it was actually pretty good. But there's a lot of stuff like this. Like, that neck is disproportionate. Oh, I can't wait for that scene. I'd like to see you try. Oh, that scene was one of the most impactful scenes for me. Because it had such a cool moment. Where he was fighting him and he was like, oh, I'm gonna beat you or whatever. He's like, I'd like to see you try. And just punches him. And boom, now you're thinking, oh gosh, Brian's gonna lose. Alright, so that's it. So this is the original comic. Yay. Comic 4, apparently. And here's the new comic, which is Comic 25. Amazing. Now, the reason why I haven't made a comic in a while is because, I think I said this before, but I got kind of tired. After writing this comic, I got very tired of writing this. Because this took way too long. It took me 4 months to make this comic, which it shouldn't have, because this comic is actually supposed to be very short. But then it turned out to take forever to make. And I realized, geez, patience really is an important key to making stuff like this. And I was so exhausted at the end of it, I just didn't want to draw for a while. I didn't even make any drawings for a while. Then I started making some drawings and picking it back up. I stopped making comics for a while. It took me 8 more months to start working on this, because I originally started this comic in March. And now I started it again. I continued it. Like, I started this and stopped right on that panel. I didn't color or anything. I didn't even draw his body. I just drew that. I heard you, and then I continued this. You can kind of tell, too, because look at that. The color kind of changes. It's really light right there, and then it gets super dark. It's because it's been 8 months, and my style and pressure, I guess, has changed. So I guess I push harder now when I draw. Either way, though. Yep. So I continued it from here this month, but technically I started this in March, and then I stopped like right there on the I Heard You, and then I continued it again. So now it's finally getting back into, back into work. I don't know. I was just lazy, okay? All that work last year with that comic, the Puppy and Kitten comic, was almost perfect, but then after I basically finished the comic, I realized I don't really like Kitten anymore, so I was very disappointed that I made a whole comic about it. But at the same time, I was kind of happy because I think I said this earlier, that comic has a lot to do with Puppy's story, because that's his past. So cutting that out wouldn't be wise, because he needs that past in his story to reveal what's going to happen later. Because after the Puppy versus the Demon comic, after that, which is going to happen way later, but after that comic, finally we're starting fresh. We're finally caught up with the timeline. I think I gotta make it a comic about how I met my recent friends, and then we're caught up, and then I'm gonna start writing about new characters and all that, and new comics. But right now I have a whole series of comics planned, and one of them that I'm very, very excited about right now is the Meowser and Meowchow comic, because I started making those comics a while back and I canceled it, but the original story was very interesting. I'm not gonna reveal what it is, because it's actually very cool. I can't wait. I mean, I have to, because I still gotta work on this comic, and then another one after this, but eventually, once I get to the Meowser and Meowchow comic, oh boy, I'm going to be very excited to show you guys that one. That one is very, very fun. I love it. I'm not sure if anyone else will, because when I made the original Meowser and Meowchow comic, no one seemed to watch those videos. But then again, I had like barely any subscribers, so I don't know what I expected. So this time I actually give it a shot and stop just being so upset over like a tiny little thing. Like, just continue it, even if people don't like it. So I won't cancel it this time. I'll start continuing that comic. But the Meowser and Meowchow comic was actually very fun. You probably don't even know about it. I think I probably deleted videos or something. I don't know. Maybe I didn't. I could check. Yeah, I guess I deleted it. That kind of sucks. But I did have 3 videos on Meowser and Meowchow. And I showed the entire comic series. It's a love story. But I didn't reveal what happens after. And I'm still not going to until I actually release the new version, which is not going to be anytime this year. Or next year, I think. Because I still have a lot of comics to write. But one day we'll see it. Which I'm probably sure. I'm pretty sure no one's actually going to stick around to see it. Because no one cares that much. Come on. But yeah, I'm just warning you. These comics are not coming out anytime soon. Especially this one, because I'm working on this one right now. And it might even come out. It might come out literally near the end of next year. Considering how slow I am writing comics. It might even come later than that too, because of how slow I am. So I'm very sorry about that. I'm sorry if it's really disappointing to see that. I'm not going to be making an update video until it finally comes out. Either way, I'm very, very proud to see where it's coming. I mean, just seeing the beginning of this, just seeing all of this finally start becoming remastered. I mean, look at that. Look at that little messy hair guy. And look at his messy hair. Hold on, I'm trying to zoom up. I mean, focus, whatever. Look at that. And then that, like, just seeing the updates in this is just so amazing. I love it. I'm very, very excited for this. And, no more spoilers. No, you'll see. Okay. Well, I guess that's it. Goodbye, everyone.